Today I'm going to be seeing Frozen the musical in the West End twice. First from the cheapest seat that you can find in the theatre, and then again from the most expensive seat that you can find there. So come along with me. As you can see, I am outside the Theatre Royal Drury Lane here in Covent Garden, home to Frozen the musical that recently opened here about a month ago now. And if you haven't checked out my vlog from the first preview of Frozen yet, make sure you do. One thing about musicals, especially in the West End and especially Disney musicals, is that they can often be quite expensive, and not everyone is going to be able to afford or maybe want to spend a lot of money on theatre tickets. So that's why I'm doing this video in a way, because obviously I love the show, so I'm excited to see the show twice in one day. That itself for me is a joy. I'm so excited to be seeing this again. But also I want to show you the comparison from the different seats, like I said, from the cheapest one and the most expensive one. So the cheapest ticket that I've bought for the matinee performance of this afternoon, which is 1 p.m, was £20. It's in the Grand Circle, it's to the side, and they only had a couple of £20 tickets in the Grand Circle. They also sell some £20 tickets in the very higher circle, which is the balcony right at the back. So I had the option to choose either from those ones on the balcony on the back of them, or on the sides of the Grand Circle. Now I've got a bit of a fear of heights, to be honest, so I personally decided to spend the £20, which are the cheapest seats, for the ones that were in the Grand Circle to the side. But like I said, they do also sell some £20 ones in the balcony, so you know, that could give you a different experience. I don't know. I also just generally like to be a bit closer to the action so I can see facial expressions if possible, so that's why I made that decision. I'm sure there's a reason my seat will be £20 as well, probably because it is restricted. It does say on my ticket actually that it's restricted, so I'm aware of what I've paid for, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how restricted it is. So come along with me. I'll try and show you everything, talk about my experience, you know, show you the leg room, the view and all of that, and at the end of the video together we can come up with a conclusion as to whether or not it's worth spending a lot of money for like the most expensive, you know, tickets in the theatre, or if it's fine to just get a cheap seat and still have a great time. So let's go. So you can see the afternoon crowd here waiting to go into the Theatre Royal Drury Lane for the 1 p.m. show of Frozen. I've got my ticket ready here. I'm in the Grand Circle for the 1 p.m. show. That was a £20 ticket, as you might be able to see it here. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I've ever actually sat in the Grand Circle of this theatre before, and I'm on the side, so it'll be interesting to see what the view's like, what the comfort level's like, all of that. I'll obviously talk to you about it all as I experience it as well. Oh, it's so lovely. I'm so excited to be back just generally. I love this show. There's a sign here actually that says Royal Circle, Grand Circle balcony, and seats number 1 to 26. I am, I think, in seat number 5 or 6. So one of the low numbers, which means this should be okay. So I'm in the theatre now, and honestly, every single time I step into the theatre, I am in awe of the beauty of it. Of course, after its renovation recently as well, it looks even more amazing. I just asked an usher who was checking my bags where I needed to go, because I'm in the Grand Circle row A, as I said earlier, and she was like, just follow the steps and go all the way up. So this is gonna be fun. So as you probably can tell, I've already come up one flight of stairs. There's some more stairs that goes even higher. I can already see the sign for the Grand Circle over there, and that's the balcony. The balcony also had a couple of £20 seats, as you would have probably seen earlier, but I shall sit in the Grand Circle because I'd rather be a bit closer to the ground. I don't like heights personally, but there you go. Grand Circle row A, number 6. Grand Circle here. Let's go see what the seat's like. Hello, I'm A number 6. A6, yeah. Thank you so much, thank you. Right, so we are here. I'm pretty sure A6 is the one on the aisle because it's meant to be restricted. Let's look at the numbers here. Oh, it's just this one here. A6. Loving the seat design. This is this view. Let's have a test. Oh right, wow. Guys, I did not expect the view to be as good as it is. Can you see it? So this is my view. We're on the 3rd level up the Grand Circle, so we've got the dress under us and then the stalls and then the balconies at the very top. I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, this would be my actual view. If I go a bit forward, I would be able to see better. And on the tickets, they did say it's restricted view unless you lean a bit forward. I don't personally mind leaning forward. I think I'm going to be absolutely fine. I'm really happy with this view actually for £20. This is great. I mean, obviously we'll see how I feel at the end of the show after 2 hours, but right now I'm happy. Also, I'm not going to lie, considering they also have some seats here to my right, a few more seats, I think there's 5 seats there, and there are definitely a lot more side view than the one I'm in. I for some some reason assumed I was going to be one of them. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised with my view and the price of the ticket. Anyway, this is the atmosphere and the crowds pre-first show, pre-matinee show. That's the stage. The show is going to start in like maybe, hopefully, 5 minutes. And so I'll speak to you later, I guess. Right, so it's the interval. I have moved from my seat momentarily. I just need to stand a bit to stretch the legs. The stage is just there, as you might be able to see behind me. Firstly, what an incredible show, honestly. I'm so happy to be back, just generally watching the show again. It's just an amazing show. Really, really good. But talking about the seat specifically, I feel like I might have spoken a little bit too soon earlier when I said, oh, it's not a big deal, like I could just lean forward. You do get tired of it after leaning forward kind of throughout the whole hour of the first act, and obviously I've got an hour to go still as well. And also, I'm very wary of like the people next to me. I don't want to like block their view. Thankfully, I'm sat to a very lovely girl who actually said she's watched some of my videos before. I'm gonna have to get her name later, and she's absolutely fine. She said, don't worry, if you lean forward, she's having to lean forward a little bit herself as well. But I still don't want to do it constantly. And also, to be fair, even if I could do it constantly, even if I didn't care about the people next to me and blocking their view potentially, I still wouldn't feel comfortable being, leaned forward the whole time, because your back hurts, so every now and again you just do have to stretch a bit, which is why I'm stretching now. But for £20 I still think it's not a bad seat. I'm having a great time regardless, but obviously it's not my first time seeing this show, so I'm not sure how I'd feel if it was my first time. Parts of the stage are definitely blocked, so when I go back into my seat later on, I'll try and give you like a proper view of what I actually have. Like, I'll put the camera to my eyes so you can see it in my exact view if I'm like sat back, and then I'll show you what it's like if I lean forward a bit as well, because the right hand side of the stage is basically completely blocked if you're not leaned forward. And even if you lean really, really forward, you still can't see some of the stage. So like, for instance, there's a bit in Act 1 with young Anna and Elsa, and young Anna's bed is on the right hand side of the stage, and you cannot see that at all. Like, I tried to come forward, I tried everything, and you still just can't see what's going on there. So you do definitely miss some parts of the show, but again, £20, that's not bad for an incredible Disney musical like this. Anyway, I do want to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to the orchestra. I love being able to see the orchestra, and you can't really see them if you're in the stalls level, so that's definitely one benefit of being on one of the higher levels. But you also can see them if you're in the dress circle, which is one level below me, which are the more expensive seats. But anyway, they sound phenomenal, and I love the stage, and it's an incredible crowd as well. Really, really enjoying it. I've decided to quickly run down to have a look at the cast board, because I'm pretty sure we have an understudy for Anna, and whoever she is incredible, so I really want to get her name because I'm absolutely loving her. So I was correct, and we do indeed have an understudy playing the role of Anna today, and it's played by Emily Lane, who is fantastic. We've also got another understudy, Weselton, Jeremy. But yeah, I am so amazed by Emily Lane, who is our Anna of the day. Samantha Barks is fantastic as well. Everyone, Craig Gallivan, I absolutely love him as Olaf. But what an incredible performance by Emily Lane. I'm going to have to check her out later on, maybe see what she's done in the program that I've already got. But she is a star. She really is doing a phenomenal job. Also, interestingly, I'm pretty sure our young Anna and young Elsa are the exact same ones that I saw on the first preview. So if you haven't checked out my vlog for that, I do have another vlog where I came to see the show for the first time in the West End, and you'd see like a more detailed review. No problem at all, no problem at all. And so yeah, you can see my initial reaction of the show and all of that. Like, I talk about the cast and everything more in detail. But yeah, pretty sure it's the same Anna and Elsa, and they are fantastic. The whole cast really is great. Sven, still like can't get over how they've done him. It's just an amazing cast. I'm gonna go back in now because the show is probably gonna start again in the next 5-10 minutes. Also, I always have to talk about the mask thing. Not a lot of people wear them, but I feel like when they tell you in a theatre, and in this theatre in particular, they do actually make announcements telling you to please, put a face covering on and wear a mask. I do think it's a little bit disrespectful to not listen to what they're actually telling you to do. You're in a theatre, and the rules in this theatre are telling you to, wear a mask. So why not just wear it, It is a little bit disrespectful in my opinion. I mean, I'm all for free will, do what you want, generally speaking, as long as, what you're doing isn't harmful to others. But like, when you're in a place that's actually telling you to wear a mask, I don't understand why people can't just put it on for like a couple of hours. But anyway, I'm gonna go back in. I don't want to complain. And yeah, the show should probably start again soon, I think. So back in my seat now, and this is the stage again. I thought I'd show you exactly what I see if I've got this. I'm as close to the camera as I can from my eyes. If I lean back, this is the view. So since it's completely blocking the stage, so it's a bit difficult to see. So you do have to lean forward at least a little bit. And then this is kind of how much I've been leaning forward for the most of the show. But you can still see, you still can't see the right hand side of the stage. So those bits on this side you will basically miss. If you come a bit closer, like this is like as much forward as I can get, you can kind of see everything, but it's very, very awkward positioning. So this would be how I'd have to sit throughout the whole show if I wanted to try my best to see the whole stage. I mean, it is possible, but it's very awkward. So yeah, that's how it is, I guess. It is what it is. The show's starting in the next couple of minutes, so I guess I'll next speak to you at the end of it. Okay, so the show has finished. It was incredible, really, really enjoyed it. Loved Emily Lane, I believe is her name, as Anna. She is honestly fantastic. And the view was actually fine. It really was fine, you know. The show isn't too long, so it's not that much of a problem in terms of your back or having to lean forward. But I don't know, I mean, I'll try and show you exactly one more time what my view was. So this was my seat over here. 6A in the grand circle. If I sit here, this is it. If I'm like completely leaned back, you know, this is a comfortable position for me, but obviously I won't be able to see anything if I do this. So this was kind of how I was throughout most of the show, because I didn't want to lean too far forward but also not too far back. So this was fine, you know. Leg room's actually pretty fine too. Normally, you know, you don't get even this much of a leg room if you're in the front row of like a higher level of a theatre. So I'm actually pretty pleased with the leg room. But also, I think as far as I'm aware, this is the only seat that's £20, and there's also another seat on the other side of the grand circle, the very kind of last one, that is also £20. The rest of the seats, like even the one next to me, I think is a little bit more expensive. So I don't know, I feel like if you want to pay just a little bit more, maybe £10-20 more, you could probably sit somewhere in the middle of the grand circle, and you'd then definitely have like a really, really good view. So it's up to you. I didn't mind it, but you know, you could pay a bit more, not like extraordinary more, but like just a little bit more and have a better view. So I've just left the theatre from my first performance of the day, and it's so funny, they're playing Frozen songs everywhere to try and get people to, I guess, ride on these things. Anyway, it's very, very loud, so I'm going to try and find somewhere quieter. Clever marketing, to be fair, I have to give it to them. Let me know if you've ever been in one of those like tuk-tuk things. I did it once in New York with my mum years and years ago. I think it was like 2013, and we only did it because we kind of had to. We were running late for a show, and we knew that any other method wouldn't have got us there in time. It was a stressful ride, not gonna lie. But anyway, the show was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. My view was fine as well. As I mentioned before, for £20 to be seeing like a new Disney show like this, a fantastic show at it as well, I think it's absolutely worth it. But obviously just be aware of what you're seeing and what you're getting with that seat. You are gonna miss some little parts of the show, but it's nothing important. You still get the gist of the show. You still see most of it. You still feel the magic. Like I definitely felt the magic still. You know, Elsa's costume change, everything else, like Olaf's, when you see it all, it's just that you might miss some of it, and it's not the most comfortable seat because you obviously do have to lean forward, but £20, definitely worth it. I would do it again if I didn't want to spend too much money on it. But yeah, I'm gonna go and see what I can eat now because I'm gonna be back here for the next hour. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm actually so excited because of course for the next performance of this show, for the 5 p.m. show, I'm sat in the most expensive seat in the theatre, so I'm excited to see what my view is going to be like then. It's in the stall, so already that's going to be a big change. But yeah, let's go and eat lunch now. So I've just come to Covent Garden, and I think I'm going to try lunch here at this place called Buns and Buns. They do buns, surprisingly. Yeah, I've never tried it, and I think it's quite new. Brogan from Brogan Tate, you probably all know her. She's been here a couple of times and she's recommended it. So, I mean, it looks like a nice place, and I've only got like a short amount of time, so I think this might be my lunch spot. So I've got my table here. It's a lovely table, and interestingly, they actually do pizza here as well, even though it's called Buns and Buns. They also do some pizzas, and this 4 cheese and mushroom one looks really nice. And I mean, I'm somebody who doesn't even like pizza, but this one does seem nice. But I think I'm just gonna go for one of the buns, or 2 of the buns maybe. I am quite hungry and I haven't eaten anything all day, so possibly the mac bun and the chicken bun. But they do have other options too here. They've got a lobster brioche roll. That sounds lovely. £26 though, Lord have mercy. And then they've got some, they've got some small plates here as well, some salads, and then these are the drinks. I'm probably just gonna get an apple juice or something. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for the mac buns here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so the food has arrived. They originally brought me this for the sauces, which is some mayonnaise, like a little bit of mayonnaise, mainly ketchup though. I just really don't like ketchup at all, so I asked them kindly if they could bring me just mayo, and they did. So I'm going to use this. I got the chicken bun, as I mentioned earlier, and it looks really good to be fair. There's mayo in it as well with some lettuce. Oh, the bun is so soft, nice and soft. And then this is the cheeseburger one, I believe. Yeah, this is it. It looks really nice. I also decided to go for some chips as well because I am quite hungry. The buns are quite small to be fair, so hopefully it should do the job anyway. So I've just finished the buns and the chips, and they were both really nice. I think I preferred the chicken one to the burger one, but the cheeseburger one was also good. I mean, I'd definitely happily have both of them again. And also, I think it was a perfect amount of food actually, because I'm no longer hungry, but I'm also not like dying because I've eaten so much, so I'm like at a very comfortable situation now, and I love it. It's really, really good. It hit the spot. Very, very nice food, nice and quick as well. Like, it's only about 5 minutes to 4, so that all happened very, very quickly, and I've still got about an hour before my second show of the day. So I don't know, I'm probably just gonna chill here for a bit, maybe go on a little bit of a walk, and then I'll next see you when I'm back at the theatre. See you then. So I'm back at the theatre for the second performance of Frozen the musical today on Sunday the 26th of September 2021, and I actually just bumped into my friend Joshua Sinclair, who is in the show. He plays Pabby, who is going back into the theatre. Stage door's just down there, and we had a lovely chat. So Josh, honestly, lovely to see you as always. I'm excited to be seeing the show again actually, because I forgot to message him to let him know that I was going to be seeing the show today, so he didn't know that I'd already seen the show. He thought I was about to go and see the show tonight or like this afternoon. It's 5 o'clock, close to 5 for the first time, and I was like, darling, I was already at the show today once. It's now my second time going back from like a different view. And to be honest, actually, I wouldn't even mind if I was sat in the same place that I was for the earlier show up in the Grand Circle, because I love the show so much and I had such a great time even earlier, as you would have seen in the vlog, that I'm just excited to be seeing it again. Like, I'm just so happy that I get the chance to see the show twice in one day. It's been ages since I've done something like this, since I've seen the same show in the West End twice. Back in my early 20s, I used to do this all the time with Wicked, with Billy Elliot, with Avenue Q, with all my favourite shows. Every once in a while I'd go crazy and say, let's just spend the whole Saturday seeing my favourite show like twice in the same day. But it's, like I said, I haven't done that in ages, and I get to do it today, both for the vlog but also for myself as well. I love this show, and any opportunity or chance or excuse that I get to watch the show again, I will happily take it. So this is my ticket for the 5 p.m. showing of Frozen this afternoon, and as you can see, £99.50, which, I mean, it's basically 100 quid for a theatre seat. I honestly very rarely, if at all, spend this much money on a theatre ticket, so I am really curious to see if £100 is worth it, because this seat that I'm going to be sat in better be phenomenal for me to feel happy and okay about having spent that much. And also, it's worth noting that the ticket that I bought for this afternoon's performance, the £99.50 ticket that I bought, which is in the stalls, wasn't exactly the most expensive seat or the ticket that I could have bought. They also did sell some tickets for, I think it was £120 or maybe £115, but the only reason they were more expensive was because they included hospitality. I don't want hospitality, I don't really care for hospitality, and I think that wouldn't have been a very fair comparison, because obviously if you pay for hospitality and they bring you food and a program and all that stuff, then obviously you're going to say that's a better seat. I wanted to solely focus on the seats themselves, and the seat that I got today, which is £99.50, basically £100, is the most expensive seat that I could get that was only a seat, you know, that didn't include any extra hospitality stuff or like a program thrown in or anything of that sort. It was just the most expensive actual seat on its own. So just wanted to be completely transparent. You can get more expensive seats, like I said, for £110, £120, but those would be more expensive only because they include hospitality. And also it's worth mentioning that depending on what day you go, like obviously I'm here on a Sunday, but some other days of the week the most expensive seat could be even more expensive than £100, because they do that unfortunately in theatre. Sometimes when they know that the demand is high, they might bring up the prices a little bit. The cheapest seat will probably still be £20, but the most expensive seat might either be even more expensive or even a little bit less expensive if you go maybe in the middle of the week. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, it's actually about 4:45 and the show starts at 5:30, not 5. I thought it was a 5 p.m. start. It's a 5:30 p.m. start, so I've still got about 45 minutes before showtime, but I'm gonna go in now because why not? You know, I've got nothing else to do. I've just been chilling in London for the past hour or so, and I'm ready to see what this seat is going to be like. Okay, well, because I'm going into the theatre a lot earlier this time round, in fact 45 minutes earlier than the show starts, there's actually not much of a queue to go in, so that's a tip for you if you don't want to be waiting too long to go in. Come a bit early. It looks like the cast is exactly the same as the earlier performance, so Emily Lane is Anna once again. I think the only change will probably be the young Anna and Elsa, because kids will obviously have to change. But yeah, and we've got Weselton as well, the understudy for him, Jeremy Batt. But yeah, let's go in. Feels weird to be back. It's like I never left. You've got some of the merch areas here. They sell mainly like popcorns and sweets and Smarties and stuff outside, and then the actual shop is over there. Because I'm early and I've got time, I might go in there and have a quick look. I've already done a full vlog of this. Again, if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link down below so you can see everything. But it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, look, this is Elsa's dress, or one of her many dresses. I guess her iconic dress, and it is beautiful. Like, the details on it is insane. And then of course we've got Anna's on the other side, and that's that again. Incredible details on both dresses, both for young Anna and adult young Anna over there. And this is the shop. They sell a lot of things here, like a lot. And some of them, like that bottle over there, £60, so quite expensive. So, you know, beware if you come here, especially if you've got kids. You might have to spend some money if your kid falls in love with something, unless you just find a way to tell them no. But oh, look at Sven. Anyway, as I said, if you want to see a more in-depth video of all the stuff that they sell here, watch my other video. I'm gonna leave now because I'm not gonna be buying anything. I'm okay. So I'm gonna let this space, leave it to other people who actually want to shop around and go and see what my seat is like. So this is fun. On my ticket it says, please enter through the King's entrance. There's a King's side here. I mean, I'm feeling like royalty already, I'm not gonna lie. This is exciting. Who knew how easy it would be to make me feel special? I did. I get impressed very easily. Hello there. Just to your left. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Wow, wow, this is exciting. I'm in the stalls. So, row J. K is the last one in the front section of the stalls. So row J would be the one after, well, before that, after that. Okay, this is 36, which means 37 is actually this one here. So, I am in my seat and it's an incredible view, it's an incredible seat. It's an aisle seat as well, which is obviously always nice. I can't believe how close I am to the stage. It's insane. I'll show you the view now. So as you can see, the auditorium is still kind of empty because they've only just opened the doors for the auditorium, but this is my view. Like literally, this is like as close as I can get the camera to my eyes. This is exactly what I'm seeing right now. Oh, this is amazing. So earlier I was up there to the side, which actually, like I said, it wasn't that bad. I would happily sit there again for 20 quid. Amazing. But £100 and this better be worth it. The show should start in the next 5-10 minutes. I am immensely excited. Also, I'm sat next to a very, very lovely Scottish family, so I've been chatting to them, like chatting away for the past 10 minutes. Just a big shout out to them. But yeah, I'm excited. I cannot believe I'm here. Also, the row in front of me at the moment anyway is completely empty, so I don't know if it's going to stay like that or not, but if it does, even better. This is the row in front, which is empty at the moment. Those are all the other rows in front of us, and then that's the stage, of course, and I will speak to you when the interval comes. It's the interval, and I am just feeling so grateful, honestly, just to be able to see the show again. It is just as amazing seeing it for the third time, well, fourth time technically, because I also saw it once on Broadway a couple of years ago, but third time in the West End. It's just incredible. My seat is obviously a lot more comfortable, especially because I'm on an aisle as well, so I've got like a lot of leg room if I want to stretch my legs. It's amazing. The view is really, really good. But honestly, I kind of actually miss being on a higher level because there's so much incredible lighting work in this production of Frozen that you don't really see them. You miss some of it if you're in the stalls because you don't see the ground. And a lot of the lighting work, the lighting basically is done on the ground, especially in Let It Go. I noticed it then more than anything that you couldn't see the floor. And I miss that, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know, maybe I would say somewhere in the Royal Circle might be the sweet spot. Or even in the Grand Circle where I was earlier, but maybe just not one of the £20 tickets, maybe just pay a bit more and be in the middle. I don't know, like I said, I'm enjoying it anyway. I think I'd be happy watching the show from any part of the theatre because the show is just so good. It's a fantastic show, the cast is so great, the music's great, it's just so great. Wow. I'm going to go back into the auditorium now and show you my view one more time, obviously. But yeah, it's been lovely. I'm trying to make the absolute most of it as well because I don't know when I'm going to be spending this much on just one ticket again, like £100. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it personally, but because I've done it now, I'm making the most of it, and I'm loving life. Back in the auditorium now. I love this area, this part of the stage for the interval. It looks so cool. This is my seat over here, J37. So yeah, this is the auditorium. The atmosphere this evening or afternoon is actually a little bit better than earlier. I think it's probably because it's a bit later. Like the reactions to some of the stuff that happens on stage, Elsa's magical moments is just incredible. I love seeing the gasps of the audience. I mean, I still gasp as well, don't get me wrong. It's quite nice actually to not have to lean forward. I've leaned forward a bit now because the seat in front of me is empty and I can because it's comfortable, but it's just been nice to be able to sit back and enjoy my back seat and like properly watch the show without having to worry about missing some parts of it. So that's definitely something that's obviously going to be different when you pay so much for a ticket. But yeah, the show is going to restart in the next 5-10 minutes, so I guess I'll speak to you at the end. just finished. It was incredible. I actually cried a little bit in Act 2. I don't know why. I think it's that little bit, spoiler alert, when Anna's thinking back to like her childhood with Elsa and how close they were, and it just gets me. It's just done very, very well on this wonderful stage behind me. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. The view was obviously very, very good. I was just engrossed in the show, but to be honest, I was engrossed into the show when I was up there as well. So really, I don't think there was much of a difference. I feel like I enjoyed myself both times equally. Obviously I was a bit more comfortable this afternoon, this evening, or like for this performance, because of the fact that I had more space and I didn't have to lean forward. But in terms of enjoyment, I had a great time both shows. And one more time, this was my seat over here, which gave me this view here. Obviously, because there was an aisle seat, it just meant that I had even more space in terms of leg room, which was nice. I think the hospitality tickets are the ones here, so kind of in the same middle as me, but just in the middle rather than on the sides. And these were the ones that were like 110, 120 pounds, only because you also get hospitality to you. So I personally would never like pay for that when even this for me was expensive. So yeah, I think they also have some like expensive seats in the Royal Circle, so the one level up, which is also called the Dress Circle in some theatres. So that's another expensive place to sit, I guess, if you're in the middle of that. But I'm just happy to be here. I had an amazing day and I feel really lucky to have seen the show twice in one day. Well, I've come out of the theatre again, and this time round it's dark. It's nearly 8 o'clock, nearly 8 p.m. So yeah, night time basically. So I've had to actually put my jacket on because it's rather cool now in London because it's evening time. Anyway, that's basically the end of this video. As I mentioned before, I definitely enjoyed both performances regardless of my seat. So I personally would not pay £100 to sit where I sat tonight. I feel like the £20 seat that I had earlier was absolutely fine. I think somewhere in the middle is probably the best bet, you know, £40, £50 you can probably get somewhere in the Grand Circle or the Royal Circle that isn't like as extreme as £100, but also isn't the cheapest seat in the theatre. But even if you're up for the cheapest seat, the £20 seat, as you saw yourselves, I still had a great time. Like, even though it was quite restricted and there were times when I couldn't see the stage fully, it didn't really take too much away from the show at all. I still love the show, and wow, it's very, very noisy behind me, so I hope that's not too distracting for you. I do just want to give a big shout out to Emily Lane, who was on as Anna tonight and this afternoon for both shows. She apparently is actually only the second understudy for Anna, but the first understudy, Anna, is currently injured, and so because of that she's had to now step in. Hopefully the original understudy will be able to come back soon, and you know, she heals very soon and she can join the show again. But considering she's a second understudy, and according to her Instagram page, she's only 22 years old. That's very young. She is phenomenal. I mean, superb. She is an incredible Anna. Like, wow, I really, really enjoyed the performance. The whole cast of Frozen is amazing, but it was just an honor to see her perform. And yeah, big love to Joshua Sinclair as well, of course. He is always amazing. And that's it. If you want to see more videos of me, more theatre videos, more Disney stuff, subscribe down below and follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.